Good morning, everyone. In fact, I have more than a few words. I have a long speech, so you'll have to put up with all of that. To all the remarkable guests here who've traveled from various parts of the world, including esteemed representatives from the fields of science, technology, um, industry leaders, media colleagues, and other distinguished individuals, I extend a grand welcome to BioAsia 2023 in Hyderabad, the life sciences capital of Asia. It is an incredible moment and an equally exciting opportunity for me to be addressing you all in person after a long gap of 2 years. I take pride and joy in reminding all of you that this is the 20th edition of BioAsia. I humbly acknowledge the growth of BioAsia, and I must say it has consistently played a crucial role in the development of life sciences industry in Telangana and India. This outstanding platform has consistently attracted a galaxy of healthcare, pharma, and life sciences leaders from more than 100 countries. Distinguished guests, I'm happy to note that this year's theme is Advancing for One, shaping the next generation of humanized healthcare. The COVID-19 pandemic has proved the value of collaboration and its impact on people's well-being. When the world came together to overcome one of the most challenging healthcare scares for humanity. Hence the theme Advancing for One, to celebrate the spirit of collaboration and promoting human prosperity. The state of Telangana has been a front runner in identifying the importance of life sciences, pharmaceuticals, and of course, the development of holistic healthcare. With our vision to develop, promote and propagate an enabling ecosystem, we are proud to state that Hyderabad is the only city in the country that has an ever-growing genome valley, an expanding medtech park, and an upcoming pharma city, which will be the world's largest pharma cluster. The state-of-the-art infrastructure, combined with progressive policies and proactive execution on the part of the government, has not only distinguished us as a progressive state, but also enhanced our share and contribution to positive health outcome nationally and globally. If you remember, we had set out a vision of doubling our ecosystem value to $100 billion by 2030. A lot of people felt it was too ambitious, but I'm pleased to announce today that the ecosystem value in Telangana, in Hyderabad, has already touched $80 billion only in 2022. This represents a phenomenal ecosystem value growth in Telangana at a mind-boggling 23% over the last few years compared to the national average of only 14%. Given the current momentum, I am confident that we will achieve our target of USD 100 billion by 2025 itself, 5 years ahead of schedule. I commend and thank all the stakeholders who have come together to make this happen. The growth is evident from the fact that we've been able to attract a slew of investments of more than $3 billion over the last 7 years into life sciences. During the same period, we have created a total employment of more than 4.5 lakh or 450,000 new jobs. Our ultimate aim is to make Telangana the knowledge capital of the world's life sciences industry. A key component of this growth in the life sciences sector is continuous innovation. We already serve more than 1,000 life sciences companies globally, including the top 10 pharmaceutical companies in their innovation journey. This is being done through the cutting-edge work being executed by research and development and technology partners like Aragen, Sai, Syngene, Deloitte, Accenture, Tech Mahindra, among many others. I'm delighted that 4 of the top 10 global innovator companies now have a direct presence in Hyderabad through their dedicated centers. These centers drive core research and development, digital and engineering activities, thereby contributing to bringing life-saving, cost-effective therapies and devices to patients worldwide. Today, we have established our stature as the world's preeminent life sciences destination, but I don't want us to stop here. One of my idols, Nelson Mandela, once said, no matter where you are in life, there is more journey ahead. We have a unique opportunity to help reshape the future of the life sciences industry. We need to dream big. I envision, therefore, that by 2020, the value of the life sciences ecosystem in Telangana will reach $250 billion. But to achieve this, to accomplish this, there are several things that need to be in place. The 4 pillars that will help us achieve this audacious target, in my humble opinion. 1, complex manufacturing at scale. Telangana contributes to 40% of India's pharmaceutical production and is home to more than 1,000 life sciences companies, and we are growing every day. We are the only region in the world to have more than 200 US FDA approved sites for pharmaceutical manufacturing, which produce both innovator and generic medicines. Our capability will be further strengthened with the launch of Hyderabad Pharma City, which is the world's largest and sustainable integrated pharma park. While we are continuing to build on our strengths in small molecules, we also have started to make giant leap towards advanced therapeutic modalities. Hyderabad has been leading biological production in the country with its key players like Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Biological E, Bharat Biotech, Shanta Biotech, Aurobindo, Hetero, Gland Pharma, and Virtuo Biotech. We are now establishing a Biopharma Hub, a B-Hub, which is a first-of-its-kind growth phase center and biopharma scale-up manufacturing facility in India. We are also making investments in the cell and gene therapy space, and we are working towards establishing an institute of curative medicine in Hyderabad with the aim to provide affordable development and commercialization of the new age curative therapies, particularly cell and gene therapy for disease pertinent to India. The second pillar would be research and development and innovation. Hyderabad is regarded as the epicenter for drug discovery and development services in Asia. The capital city of Telangana offers one of the best state-supported business ecosystems in the country with significant focus on life sciences. We have all the requisite elements of relatively low cost of doing business, more than 3 million square feet of multi-tenanted facilities in Genome Valley, abundant supply of skilled, semi-skilled think force, leading academic institutions and research centers. Thanks to such a fertile environment, Hyderabad has become home to some of the largest Indian and multinational pharmaceutical research service organizations, offering services ranging from medicinal chemistry, discovery biology, preclinical, clinical, drug development, and clinical trial product manufacturing. Today, almost every big pharma company and over 100 biotech companies use these CRO services. And it is safe to say that a significant percentage of current and future NCE approvals originate in Hyderabad. As you can see, we are the most preferred R&D destination today. The third pillar, building high-end cross-value chain global capability centers. Hyderabad is emerging as the most preferred location for life sciences focused global capability centers. Today, I'm delighted to welcome a leading company like BMS and Sanofi to the vibrant ecosystem of Hyderabad, which will now be joining the illustrious list of companies like Novartis, Bayer, Medtronic, Thermo Fisher, Schrödinger, etc. These GCCs, the Global Capability Centers, drive and support key R&D, analytics, innovation, and engineering teams globally. Over the next 5 years, we will position Hyderabad as a high-end GCC destination for the world's leading life sciences companies. These efforts will help expand our knowledge capital beyond manufacturing to other parts of the life sciences value chain. Outstanding infrastructure, great standard of living, and access to world-class talent will help us deliver on this promise. The fourth pillar, convergence of healthcare and technology. I can't say this enough. Hyderabad is that city where biology meets technology, where life sciences meets data sciences. And technology, as we all know, has the ability, has the potential to work as a force multiplier, to change the way we think about healthcare, to change the way we think about life sciences and how it is going to evolve. The use of technology, and particularly the advent of artificial intelligence, will drive transformative changes in the way in the way diseases are diagnosed and healthcare is delivered to patients across the world. If we combine both engineering and product talent we have in large technology companies in Hyderabad, along with the deep life sciences domain knowledge, the possibilities are endless. I hereby announce that we will work on a program to position Hyderabad as the health tech mecca of the world. Through various incubator programs and access to deep computing resources, we will actively support startups that drive the convergence of healthcare and technology. I'm confident that we will have a few global health tech unicorns that will emerge out of this program. These four pillars, combined with Hyderabad's excellent infrastructure, logistics connectivity, and world-class talent, make this city perhaps the most credible, stable, and secure ecosystems for global life sciences companies to work out of, especially in the post-COVID world of uncertainty. Case in point is how, during the COVID pandemic, this city's ecosystem came together to deliver an absolutely uninterrupted supply of COVID and non-COVID medicines and vaccines to the entire world. Our ultimate vision through building these four pillars is to play a significant part in advancing the quality of human lives worldwide. And we can only do it if we bring both the spirit of collaboration and industry together. Hence, the theme of BioAsia for 2023, Advancing for One, could not be more relevant. Dear guests, as I draw my address towards conclusion, I once again commend the participation and commitment of various life sciences and pharma stakeholders in this event. It has always been a privilege to be among you and participate in deliberations and discussions. Interactive and enlightening sessions are all directed and driven towards intensifying collaborations and working towards innovations in healthcare at scale. I'm sure this memorable 20th edition of BioAsia will open new opportunities for all of you, where over the next 3 days, you will find ample opportunities to hear from global thought leaders. I'm certain that this event will also give you scope to expand your networks and script new professional and personal growth stories. I thank my team and all those who have made this event possible and successful, particularly Shakti Nagappan and his entire team. I wish you all a great and memorable stay in Hyderabad, Telangana, and I wish you an extremely successful BioAsia. Jai Telangana, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for spearheading the hallmarking of Hyderabad as a life sciences, the health tech mecca of the world. Thank you very much for that. Moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite Ms. Paridhi Gupta, VP Medical Devices Park, Government of Telangana, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Minister, respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, our most valued invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion and to such an honorable audience. As everyone today mentioned, this is a momentous day in our BioAsia's history as it marks the 20th anniversary year. I, on behalf of the BioAsia team, crew, event partners, let me call it a fraternity of life sciences and healthcare here together, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty thanks to all the speakers, delegates, and exhibitors for gracing the 20th anniversary edition of BioAsia. I wish to express my gratitude to the Honorable Minister and the Government of Telangana leadership for providing constant encouragement and for patronage to BioAsia always. It is indeed a great honor for us to welcome and host in Hyderabad prominent speakers known for their great contributions to life sciences and healthcare. I'm sure all the participants will greatly benefit from your opinions in the sessions in the next 2 days. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for our country partner UK, international region partner Flanders, Principal Industry Host Dr. Reddy's and Novartis, Industry Co-Host Aragen, Hetero, Sai Life Sciences and Aurobindo Pharma. We would also like to thank our CEO Conclave sponsor RX Propellant and Startup State sponsor Tech Mahindra and all the other sponsors. Further, we are grateful to our event partners TSIIC, Government of India Departments, DPIIT, Ministry of MSME, Department of Pharma, Department of Science and Technology, and our state partners today. I also thank the media for giving an excellent pre-event coverage to the event. We hope the buzz continues in the next few days. Finally, I take this opportunity to place on record a hearty thanks to all our event associates for the perfect logistics support and enormous cooperation on organization of this event. I also thank my team and the entire team of colleagues and volunteers. Thank you. Lastly, we thank you all for being here today. We wish you a great conference and a great networking time in the next 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Paridhi. Ladies and gentlemen, we have not yet concluded with our inaugural ceremony. As part of the inaugural ceremony, we will be stepping into the keynote address by none other than Mr. Vas Narasimhan. But before that, may I request all our dignitaries to step forward for a group picture, and then we can hand over the stage to him and we can take our seat in the audience. I request you all to remain seated. We will be having the keynote address by Mr. Vas Narasimhan. Thank you to our dignitaries. I request you all to please be seated in the front row of the audience. And Dr. Narasimhan, give me 1 minute. I'd like to quickly share something about you. So someone who is always curious at how science-based progress is leading to longer and healthier lives and a better world, as the CEO of Novartis, his focus to unleash the power of the team to spur breakthrough innovation has always been in the center. A firm believer of artful and purposeful leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, loved by so many of us, I request Dr. Vas Narasimhan, CEO Novartis, to deliver his keynote address.
Well, terrific. It's an honor to be here. I'd like to thank the organizers for kindly inviting me now for a third time. I'm glad that the last couple of speeches went well enough that I've been invited back. And I also, of course, want to thank the minister and the incredible team here in Hyderabad, which has helped us build an extraordinary center here of now over 9,000 people. It wouldn't have been possible without the minister's incredible support and all the years of support that that's created to allow us to create this incredible center here. What I'd like to do today is just walk you through 5 stories. I hope these 5 stories provide a source of inspiration. All I can ever hope to do in settings like this is perhaps inspire some of the people in this room to continue the incredible work of finding medicines for the world, making those medicines accessible, and continuing to improve the length and quality of life of people on this planet. The first story I'd like to tell is my story. Every time I come to Hyderabad, I feel a desire to tell my own story because it's such a meaningful moment for me to come back to India. My family originates from a small village deep in South India called Kolathur, my middle name. We emigrated over time to Vellore and eventually to Tirupati, where my grandfather was a school principal in Tirupati. My grandmother had a first-grade education in my father's side. They were extraordinarily determined to have their children have a full education and were able successfully to do that. And on my mother's side, my grandfather, who you see here, graduated from Delhi University. He worked in the pharmaceuticals industry in Pune, and then eventually, in the 1950s, got an internship to go to Sandoz in Basel, where I live today. Went back to India, and eventually my family went to the United States and opened up tremendous possibilities for me. You stand on the shoulders of giants, always. These are the giants whose shoulders I stand on. I only wonder what they would have accomplished if given the opportunities that I've been given. The second story is one I'd like to tell that I don't think we tell enough. And that's the extraordinary miracle it is that we find any medicines at all. This is a video of a deep sea vent in the Pacific Ocean. Now, you wonder what is this video, why does it mean anything? This is likely where scientists believe 2 billion years ago life began on this planet. That through chemical reactions we saw the first cells, prokaryotic cells. Those prokaryotic cells made eukaryotic cells. Those eukaryotic cells, a billion or so years ago, were able to become multicellular organisms. And reflect for a moment how remarkable it is that every single cell in every animal and plant on this planet has exactly the same structure. All of us are filled with trillions of cells that have exactly the same structure. And those cells likely originated deep in the vents of the South Pacific. Then reflect for a moment what we do when we find incredible medicines. We unlock 2 billion years of evolution that began in these vents to find single molecules that can change the course of a human being's life. That's an extraordinary thing. I think it's worth reflecting on the fact that we create miracles when we create these medicines. And we've been so successful over the last 100 years, we sometimes forget it is a miracle we find any medicines at all. And the fact that we find thousands of them over the last 100 years to continue to improve life, and now we do it here in Hyderabad, worth reflecting on, worth taking a step back and feeling inspired by the incredible work that we do to unlock all of this science and all of this biology. The third story I want to tell is a story of Novartis, and that Novartis story, I think, reflects the story of the pharmaceutical industry. So this is a little diagram of Novartis. We began in the 1700s in Basel in the chemicals industry, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. And we've had to constantly transform ourselves from a dye-making company all the way now, what our hope is today, to a focused medicines company. All through that journey, going through becoming a conglomerate, a very large healthcare conglomerate, and now, given the pace of biomedical innovation, having to focus purely on keeping up with the technology to bring the next wave of medicines to patients. Now, when you look at that journey in a bit more detail, actually this is from our image library on the Novartis campus. These are images of the marketing materials that Novartis used in the 1800s, so SIBA, to market dyes in India. And some of these dyes actually were manufactured in India. So the relationships between the dye-making industry, the chemicals industry, Switzerland and India go back centuries. Now you look at some of the first laboratories where we made some of the most fundamental discoveries early on to discover that chemicals could impact human life. You can see how these serendipitous discoveries happened. Incredible to think that this was the kind of laboratories where we found the first medicines, by accident, chemicals that could change the course of certain diseases. And then you come to today, this is one of our manufacturing facilities, and we're in a whole new world where we're able to fundamentally understand the biology of a cell and reshape that cell. That's the story of our industry, and also I think what will happen as well in the story of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. We moved from a world of chemistry to a world of biologics, and now to cutting-edge science that really transforms patients' lives. Now, this next part of the discussion, I wanted to tell some stories of the innovation that's happening today to transform some of the most important causes of disease and disability on the planet. I think we're in an extraordinary moment in history. After 60, 70 years of being about small molecules, 30, 40 years of being about small molecules and large molecules, over the last decade, we've opened up fundamental new areas of medical innovation and therapeutic innovation, cell and gene therapies, and some of the other things I'll talk about here. Now, cardiovascular disease, it's worth remembering, is the leading cause of death and disability on the planet. And it remains so and is growing, also in India. It is a massive challenge to tackle cardiovascular disease at scale. And with aging populations, the good news of us all being able to live much, much longer also means we have to face the challenge of cardiovascular disease. And what we believe, and I think more and more science is telling us, we need to think about new therapeutic modalities to tackle cardiovascular disease at scale. I'd like to share one of them with you, and this little video hopefully gives you a little sense of what's possible with the power of small interfering RNAs.
Search and delete in cells? It's a natural feature, and it has inspired a new kind of medicine that targets RNA. DNA holds the codes to build an organism. RNA is a copy of one section of code. Cells use RNA to construct proteins, the molecular machines that carry out a cell's work. But some proteins can cause disease. This new kind of medicine aims to prevent disease-driving proteins from being produced. It's like typing the code for a protein into the search and delete field of a Word document. Press enter and it deletes the instructions everywhere in the cell, potentially stopping the disease at its source.
So siRNA is this technology that really was pioneered in the 1980s by scientists at MIT who later would win the Nobel Prize. It was an understanding that RNA actually not only translates into proteins, but actually can modulate the expression of proteins, silence proteins. Now, it took 30 years of effort by many biotech companies, Novartis was involved as well, to bring siRNA therapies to life. But now we have them approved. We have one approved for cardiovascular disease. And what makes these therapies so powerful is that rather than using oral drugs that you have to take day in and day out, you can take medicines every 6 months and see dramatic reductions in things like cholesterol, maybe in the future blood pressure or other metrics within cardiovascular disease. And you can imagine a world where you can give drugs very infrequently, perhaps sometime once a year. Could you take a vaccine-like approach to cardiovascular disease at scale? Could you tackle hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, and other causes of cardiovascular disease at massive scale? And could you do it at a very low cost? Because these siRNAs are small molecule chemically synthesized. And so the possibility then exists over time to tackle cardiovascular disease around the world at a scale we never thought possible because of these new pioneering technologies. Now, turning to cancer, and we're in a new area, an era, I think, of discovery in cancer. It's worth noting that over the last decades, we've made extraordinary gains on many of the key cancers, dropping mortality, increasing the odds of life. In some hematological diseases, we can even really induce sustained remissions. And that's been, I think, an extraordinary advance. Yet, still, cancer is the second largest leading cause of death and disability in this world. And now it's incumbent upon us to get the next wave of innovations forward. What we know is there are many new therapeutic areas that have come up. CAR T-cell therapy is certainly one we hear a lot about. Immuno-oncology, colleagues at BMS are one of the global leaders in immuno-oncology work. And other technologies such as targeted therapies also continue to open up new opportunities in cancer. The one I'd like to share with you today is a little bit of a new one that Novartis has been working on. It's an area called radioligand therapy. What you see here is a patient who's in a PET scanner, and on the scan you can actually see tumor lighting up, various elements of where the tumors are in the body. And the idea is, can you target radiation to exactly where the tumor is? So another brief video to hopefully outline that paradigm.
Nuclear medicine has advanced. It now harnesses the power of radioactive atoms and delivers it directly into cancer cells. This sophisticated medicine has two main components: a radioactive atom